Quick story to start. We pushed a small prompt tweak on a Friday afternoon. Monday morning, an engineer flags a customer ticket. Dates are wrong and follow-ups vanished. The exact micro-transcript was short and brutal. Prompt, add follow-up email for customer meeting next Friday. Model reply, scheduled meeting for March 2, and the follow-up email was never created. That single wrong date and a dropped action cost time, churned trust, and triggered a hotfix sprint. Sound familiar? Good. That's what this episode's about.
What happened in plain English, an apparently safe change altered how the model interpreted an ambiguous date and also suppressed the branch of logic that generates follow-ups. Those two failures, mispassing and omitted side effects, are exactly the sorts of regressions you won't catch with a handful of smoke checks or manual QA sampling.
Why it matters. For founders and product leads, the consequences are simple. Customers hit confusing messages, support volume spikes, engineers rush fixes, and your roadmap momentum stalls. A compact synthetic smoke test prevents these outages from reaching customers by catching regressions in a cheap, repeatable way, so you handle issues in minutes, not panic days.
So what is a synthetic smoke test? Think of it as a small, vendor-agnostic corpus of focused input expected assertion cases you run automatically. We keep it to 30 cases because that's big enough to cover high-leverage failure modes, but small enough to maintain and review regularly. The goal? Fast feedback on regressions that matter, not exhaustive coverage.
How to build the corpus fast. Start with 5 source patterns and pick the highest impact examples. Source pattern 1, ambiguous dates. Next Fry, this weekend, end of month. Pattern 2, negation and instruction flips. Don't include X or remove the follow-up if. Pattern 3, internationalization. Names, date formats, time zones. Pattern 4, truncated and noisy inputs. Cut off messages, typos. Pattern 5, nested requests. Summarize and schedule and include a follow-up. For each pattern, create 3 to 6 cases so you hit 30 total.
Here's a concrete illustrative run so you can see the annotation approach. Input, add follow-up email for customer meeting next Friday. Expected, create a follow-up email and schedule it for the nearest upcoming Friday, preserving the original meeting date. Date passing must be explicit. Actual failure, system replied scheduled meeting for MAR 2 and did not generate the follow-up. Label this case as a date ambiguity plus missing side effect. Assertion rule, check that the follow-up object exists and the past date falls within a 2-day window of the intended Friday. If either assertion fails, the case fails.
How to run the tests without slowing your team. Run them read-only daily against a staging prompt surface and as a pre-deploy gate. Lightweight patterns work. Add a CI hook that posts anonymized fixtures to the model endpoint and asserts response structure, or schedule a curl-based runner that reports pass-fail to a simple dashboard. Keep gating conservative. Failing a case should trigger human review, not an automatic block. Start with a low threshold, observe 2 pilot runs, then tighten rules.
2 high-value pilot plays you can implement this week. Pilot 1, lead capture validation. Case set includes messy form inputs, missing emails, international phone formats, truncated names, and asserts that contact objects are created and mapped correctly in the CRM. Pilot 2, support reply sanity checks. Feed representative incoming tickets and assert that the reply contains required elements, acknowledgement, next step, and an accurate date or time if the model schedules anything. Both pilots are quick wins that reduce visible regression risk.
Risks and maintenance to watch. Synthetic cases can lull teams into a false sense of security if they don't reflect real inputs. The corpus will drift without ownership. Gating thresholds can be noisy, and test artifacts must never include production PII. The mitigations are simple. Start small with well-chosen cases, pull in real failure examples weekly, assign an owner and version the corpus in source control, tune thresholds after a couple of runs, and always synthesize or anonymize fixtures.
Recap. 3 takeaways. 1. A 30-case synthetic smoke test is small, affordable, and catches a disproportionate number of customer-visible regressions. 2. Prioritise high-leverage patterns, ambiguous dates, negation, international inputs, truncated messages, and nested asks.
3. Run these tests automatically with a conservative gating policy that routes failures to human review. One practical next consideration to leave you with: who on your team will own this corpus, and what fortnightly review slot will you commit to?
If you want the 30 case set and a ready-to-run CI snippet to try this immediately, visit aiengage.com/smoke test and you'll find the collection and the runner all in one place. Try the 2 pilots I mentioned, run 2 rounds, then tighten your gates. That small discipline stops a lot of Monday morning surprises.
All right, thanks for spending 12 minutes with this. If building predictable AI behaviour is on your list this week, make this one of the mini projects: 30 cases, a simple runner and 1 owner. Make AI practical.